Hi, I'm Tony Robbins, and you're watching Behind the Brand.
Hi, I'm Bryan Elliott. Welcome to another edition of Behind the Brand. Today I'm here with business and life strategist, #1 New York Times bestseller, and philanthropist, Tony Robbins. Tony, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Bryan.
Give us kind of the formula to getting unstuck. You know, it's a topic you talk a lot about.
Yeah. Well, first of all, nobody's stuck. I mean, when you give yourself that metaphor, metaphors take over our minds. You know, somebody said, well, "Oh my God, I'm freaking out. I'm at the end of my rope. I'm at the end of my rope." I said, "Let go of it and come over here." And they look at me like, I'm between a rock and a hard place. Show me where. When you make up these metaphors, they literally take you over. They hypnotize you. So for me, nobody's stuck. I sometimes tease people. I say, if you've ever been to Vegas, you know where that big Hoover Dam is. When they're building that thing, 2 people fell in. They're still there. They're stuck. If you're not in Hoover Dam, you're not stuck. You know, I'd be playful with people. But if you want to shift your state, which is really what we're talking about, when you're stuck, what you mean you feel overwhelmed, you're stressed, you're depressed, you're whatever. You have to understand that the fastest way to change your state is not with your mind, it's with your body. And if you make a radical change in the way you move, the way you breathe, the way you walk, your shoulders, like if I said to you, there's a depressed person behind curtain #1 there, I'll give you $100,000 if you can describe to your favorite charity, if you'll describe for me what they look like without even seeing them behind the curtain. What would you say? What do they look like?
Hands hanging down low.
Okay. Where's their shoulders?
Slumped over.
Yeah, where's their head?
Down.
Talking loud or quiet?
Quiet.
Fast or slow?
Slow.
How do you know?
I've been there.
Yes, and we've all been there. But what happens is if you take that same person and you change the shoulder position, you change the breathing, you change the tempo they move, you literally change their biochemistry. And I've done this with the best athletes in the world, presidents of countries, presidents of companies, and then I've done 38 years now, and then about 2, maybe 3 years ago, a woman at Harvard did this study called power positions. And what she proved is what I've been showing people all over, but she did scientifically. She showed by standing like Wonder Woman or Superman, in 2 minutes of standing that way, nothing else, your testosterone increase in your body is 20%. Cortisol will drop 18%, which is the stress hormone, and you're 33% more likely to take a risky decision, which entrepreneurs and business people got to do all the time. So I don't just have somebody stand solid. I show them how to move, breathe, shift, and it's 10 times more dynamic. When you do that, you'll get out of the funk. You can get out of the funk in 2 minutes. But if you sit here and try and think yourself out of it, people get circular thoughts. I mean, have you experienced it yourself? Almost everybody has.
Sure. I mean, you get to a point where you feel like, thinking or feeling something different about it is not going to change. You feel like it's the circumstances or the decisions that you've made. You sort of made your bed, now you have to lie in it, right?
And that philosophy is a really important thing you brought up. The only thing that screws you up is limiting beliefs that you don't investigate, that you just accept, right? This idea, I made my bed and I'm going to leave it. Well, how old is that stupid thought? It's not true. It's somebody said to you to say, you've got to pay the consequence for this. The consequence is for you to change it. That's the consequence you should go for. Sitting and just accepting the consequence is the stupidest thing you could possibly do. But our culture has hypnotized us. Look before you leap. You're also taught he who hesitates is lost. Now, what the hell are you going to do in between the two? So what I look to do with people is have them uncover what's really stopping them. And it's 2 things. It's the state you're in, the mental and emotional state. When you're pissed off, frustrated, sad, depressed, overwhelmed, you can't fight your way out of a paper bag, right? Because in that state, you're not resourceful. If you are feeling playful or creative or passionate or driven or hungry or grateful, you get a whole different set of insights and thoughts. So it's learning to prime yourself, train yourself, snap yourself out of it physically that makes the difference. But then it's also finding what's holding you there. And what's holding you there is usually a blueprint, a set of beliefs, a set of rules. And you got to investigate them, and I teach people serious techniques on how to blow out the stuff that, frankly, is belief system bullshit. Pretty much the same thing in most cases. If it's a limiting belief system, it's usually bullshit. And when you see the truth, it instantly changes the game for you. When you witness it, when you experience it, what's real.
Wow. That's amazing.